You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
And we're going to admit the great Steve Brown.
Nice.
Hey, Steve. Is he there?
Yeah, he is, but it says connecting to audio.
Oh, connecting
so
audio.
You're just like, hey, Steve, and then you're just
What's up, man?
expecting
How's
him.
it going?
Hey, Steve. What's up, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for doing the podcast.
Oh no, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Trying to block and put this.
No worries. How are you? This is the trusty sidekick, Victor.
How's it going, Victor?
Good. It's good to meet you, Steve.
Meet
How
you
you-
as well.
How you doing today?
I'm great, man.
Yeah. Were you rushing home from that Atlanta traffic?
Got caught up in it.
Oh, nice.
Hold on. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, nice. Is it anything like Los Angeles traffic where like,
Probably worse. Okay.
oh, really?
Look at this one. No, that's not. That's from my phone. Put that back.
Awesome. You ready?
Yeah, let me know you guys are ready.
Oh, we're ready, buddy.
Let's make it happen.
All
How
right.
long is this? How long is this gonna be?
Well, usually each episode's 45 minutes, but if you need to bail early, I could like throw in sketches and stuff.
Okay, cool. Let's make it happen.
All right, cool, excellent. Welcome to Reza Riffs. I'm your host, Keith Reza, with my trusty sidekick, Victor. Victor,
Howdy. Thanks for having
and
me.
we have a great comedian from BET, Showtime. The great Steve Brown is here via Zoom.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. Here in down south in this heat, just trying to make it happen,
Yeah. You were just in Ontario, California, and I really wanted to make your show, but I got shows of my own that week. How was it? Because like I've always wanted to see you live.
Well, man, it was really cool. And then I found out that you weren't there. Then it was like a hush over the room. And I had to really work hard to get them back. And then I started getting them back. And then we found out later on that Victor wasn't there. And people were like, well, damn it. Hey, now, wait a minute. This is some shit. So finally, I had to work really, really hard. And hey, here we go. We're here.
Love you, Steve. I just met you, man. I love I love
Yeah,
having
man,
you
because
on.
I thought I was the one that was putting asses in seats, but actually it was you and Victor. I'm like, come on, man, what's up?
We're the United Nations between the three of us right here.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. But actually, I really, really enjoy the Ontario Improv. It's a great setup. The people were very friendly, very professional. People laughed. And like I said, man, I think the only glitch we had is when some old lady stood up and said, "Where the hell is Victor?" I'm like, oh, here we go again.
It was probably Victor's mom.
Oh,
Hey, she's not that old. Okay, she's 70. Okay, whatever.
So what's on your guys' mind? What's going on? Talk to me.
Well, Steve, I wanted to ask you a question that I'm sure you probably are getting asked a lot, especially right now recently.
Okay, Keith, hold on. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you right now. Before you ask me any questions.
Okay.
I'm not your typical guy. All right.
Okay.
Meaning when it comes to interviews, ask me anything you want. Just be prepared for the answer. I don't want all this politically correct crap. So how long you been doing it? What's your who motivated you? I don't look. It's none of your business who motivated me. I'm here now. I'm on your podcast. Let's make it happen. Ask the tough, crazy questions. Come on.
Okay.
Let me go and answer the first question. Yes, I am black. I'm a black man. Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I was gonna ask with the whole Oscar thing about Chris Rock getting assaulted, because a couple years ago you got assaulted.
Well, you know what? The thing is, that was totally different. I felt like Chris being getting assaulted. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Will Smith's slap was for all of us. Me, you, everybody who made memes, everybody who made jokes about Jada making a fool of him. I think that's who that slap was really for. And I feel honestly, I feel sorry for Will Smith, man. I'm a real Will Smith and Chris Rock fan, but Will is going through a lot of stuff that we really don't know about, but it's manifesting itself now. But yeah, I think pretty much that slap was really meant for Jada, you know, she was the one who really put him in the, you know, she made him the butt of all the jokes, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. So, but of course, Will is you know, a role model. He's not gonna hit a female or whatever. So he had to hit somebody who was shaped like a female, yeah, and built like a female, and that's my man Chris. So, you know, but definitely I hate it happened, man. And I love both those guys, but it was just unfortunate, you know.
Yeah. But like I was saying, you've been in that situation where someone went up stage to attack you. So like that's a very scary feeling, even though you have like a boxing degree, right?
Right. Well, the thing is, it's always scary when somebody comes out of nowhere unprovoked and then they try you like that. I mean, I can understand if I provoked him, I'll probably be ready for it, but this was something unprovoked. He was pretty much fighting everybody else. And then, you know, my dumb ass did what we all do. I made eye contact with him, and that's what got me. I made eye contact. When he looked up towards the stage, I should have put my head down or played dead or something. I made eye contact, and he was like, "Oh, you're next." I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go."
Oh my God.
And I promise you, I think when he swung at me and he missed the first swing, he mumbled, "This is for Keith." I'm like, "Who the hell is Keith?"
Now, what was this?
And then when he swung the mic stand, he said, "Yeah, Victor sent you this." I'm like, "What the hell?"
I would never do that because I actually love you. But
our fans are crazy. I'm sorry. That's
I wanted to
up.
ask you though, was that the scariest part? Was when he got the microphone with the mic stand?
You know what? The scariest part to me, to be honest, because I'll put it like this. If you saw the tape, you can see I'm going to brag on myself and beat my chest. I handled myself well. I did what I was trained to do. I kept him in front of me, and I kept him from hitting me. Okay, so the thing is, when he swung the mic stand, I was still in control, believe it or not, because it didn't hit me. I got out of the way. But what was scary was, I looked past him thinking that security was going to rush him any minute, and security is just sitting there drinking and eating like it's a movie. He's behind him off stage watching. And I'm like, "Dude, you're supposed to be working." He's like, "No, I'm enjoying this shit. Y'all go ahead." You know, so yeah.
And the weird part is, I heard that you actually became friends with the guy like 2 years later.
Actually, we kept in contact while he was in prison. You know, I mean, it was a crazy thing, man, because the guy had gone through a lot, and I felt sorry. I really felt bad for him because the media was killing him, and he had to go back to prison. And, you know, it was just, I think it was one of those things that he was drinking. He had a lot going on. And, you know, initially he got into it with his girl and other stuff that happened before then. He just kind of snapped. He was fighting everybody. So it wasn't like I was like the pinpoint guy he was after, you know, and he was very apologetic and you know, I wanted to help him out. So we're planning on doing something to help me and him, which is we're planning on going back. I'm planning on going back to Columbia, South Carolina, and we're going to spar. We're going to do an exhibition little match and raise money or whatever. And that's going to be a chance for me to help him make a little money. And for me to really beat his ass in front of everybody, because that's what I really want to do. You know, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kick his ass in the name of charity. You know, so I'm gonna fuck him up in the name of charity. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And every time I hit him, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, Keith sent me here. Yeah, Victor." It's a left hook for Victor. Yeah.
Please, thank you. I appreciate it. And Keith, you would appreciate that too.
Yeah.
That's like a comedian, celebrity boxing match, but comedian boxing match.
Right, and yeah, and I'm gonna give him, I'm gonna give it to him because I was always taught by my grandfather, God rest his soul. Give people what they give you to see if they like it. So when we do that a little exhibition, I'm gonna hit him with a mic stand. I'm gonna throw a stool at him. I'm doing everything.
Instead of give him the chair, give him the mic stand.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him everything he gave me to see if he likes it. So yeah.
Now, is going back to that club, like, is that have you gone back since then? Like,
No.
do you still no?
I would never go back. As a matter of fact, I sued them because they tried to. I mean, when it happened, the manager, who's not there anymore, he was like, "Oh man, this is going to be a social media shitstorm. This is because they didn't have any security. They had some little old guy.
Right.
I mean, that was working the door, but he wasn't security. That's why nobody showed up. And honestly, what the little guy tried to intervene, and he got knocked down. As a matter of fact, the dude hit him so hard, he knocked his shoe off. I don't know how the hell that equates, but his shoe came off. So
Right.
it was no security. And then finally, the guys who intervened were the guys who were working in the kitchen. They were the fry cooks. So now we got another problem. We got hot wings and fries burning because now we breaking up a fight, and that's so it's a whole lot of crap going on, man, and it was no security.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God.
So
and
basically,
honestly,
your wings were overcooked.
everybody's wings are overcooked. And we love chicken in this house. People bit into that chicken and like, what the fuck? Come on, man, what's going on here? So, and then what was crazy, this is true, this is true stuff. They tried to dock me for every person that walked out on their tab. That's how terrible it was. And they tried to really, they wrote up some stuff as if I incited the whole thing because they wanted to get themselves off the hook. But people, once it reaches social media, right, everybody already like, okay. And everybody's question was, where was security? There was no security.
Well, I thought one of the coolest things you did is because, like, obviously you had an opportunity to punch him back, but you didn't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I thought that was actually like really admirable because, you got an image that you're trying to protect. You don't want to a split second could happen anytime and people could fall off that. You know what I mean? And you stayed.
Something, man. One thing about boxing and stuff like that, it's all about discipline. And sometimes you have to have restraint, and I thought about it. I thought it all through while I was on stage because what if I had hit him and hurt him, then we'd be talking about, comedian assault span or what, and this and this and that and this and that. And I could have probably got myself sued or the club sued. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep this guy off me and let everybody do their job. Unfortunately, nobody did their job. And, it happened the way it happened. And several people got hurt. I mean, this guy, after all the people who had gotten hurt, this guy was facing up to 90 years.
Holy Lord.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they tried to nail him. So.
Oh, good thing you're going to have an exhibit boxing match with him.
Oh yeah, he gonna catch these hands now. He gonna catch him.
Now, Steve, when you first started the stand-up, you had dreads. So, right?
Oh wow, hey man, you really went back in the archives, huh?
Yeah, I like to do my research, man.
Hey man, you know what? I used to do a lot of physical comedy because I wasn't much of a writer at first. Mm-hmm. So I would give a scenario or I would give a premise and I would kind of do the punchline and I would carry the punchline home with physicality. And that was pretty much my style. And it pretty much is because I love to paint a picture, with my material, not only give you a mental picture, but also give you that physical. So I just love doing physical comedy. It is what it is. So, it's become a part of me.
Do you think that that's a style that's really like taken off in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years? Because like mostly it's like jokes hitting the jokes, but now a lot of people are actually doing the physical stuff, you know?
You know what? But honestly, if you watch my set, I am like, it's crazy because I'm a mixture of two. I'm a rapid fire comic. Then again, I do a lot of physical stuff as well. So I got like I have like both the styles. But to me, as far as styles are concerned, um, to me, funny is just funny. You
Yeah.
know, because now I've gotten to a point at 54 years old, I find myself sitting down on stage a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not because I've gotten lazy, it's that I'm comfortable with who I am on stage. I know who I am. So whether I'm sitting down, whether I'm standing up, running around, even if I'm naked, I'm still gonna be funny because because especially when I get out of the shower, ladies gonna laugh. But when I warm up, then yeah. So there it
Yeah.
is.
And then like when you first started comedy, you were on tour with a national headliner, and then I read that at one point you were homeless while you were on tour with him. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see like how did you overcome that? Because
Man,
now
you know
you
what?
are the headliner.
Having good people in your corner. I had a good friend of mine. She really looked out for me and my son. And and nobody really knew. My family didn't even know because I'm a prideful person. But my boss, he found out that because I was working for this company in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and my boss was really, really supportive and really cool. And he was so cool. I was working at this rental car company, and he would let me get cars for free for the weekend to go. He's like, go, hey, go live your dream, just take care of the car. And that's how we would get around. And when he found out about what happened to me, he would let me come and sometimes stay in the office. I would go in, get a key, get cleaned up, and leave before anybody gets there.
Yeah.
So it was like it was pretty cool just having a support system, man. And I that's something that I always cherish for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, see, I think like that's what people don't understand about stand up, because like my dream is to do stand up like that. And I feel like, there's a chance that you will be homeless, but if you keep it on doing it, you know what I mean? You could overcome anything. And that's what you proved.
Well, the thing is, it didn't necessarily have to be homeless. It could be anything, man. You could lose a relationship. You got to understand something. In this business, it has a lot to offer, but it also has a lot to take. You'll lose a lot in this business, and people don't realize the fun part is us being on stage.
Yeah.
Bullshit is when we get off stage. When
We're
we have
trying
to
to
go
get this stage.
when we trying to get to the stage, or just personal issues, family members, friends, you're going to lose a lot of that on your journey, and you have to be prepared for it because those distractions are going to come. And unfortunately for us, we still have to get on stage and be that happy person and make everybody laugh. And think about it. You just been evicted, you lost your girlfriend, or your dad died, or whatever, anything, God forbid, and you have to go on stage and make all these people forget about their problems for 30, 45 minutes to an hour, and then they go home happy. And as soon as those stage lights cut off, you by yourself, and you don't have anybody to talk to or entertain you. So you got to do it. And that's how, with that being said, I've learned to entertain myself. So when I'm on stage, I'm entertaining me. That's me being on stage is like my therapy. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything. I just perform. And that is my that's my go-to. That's my go-to.
Would you say that when you did BET, like it really gave you that extra push in comedy?
It gave me a little notoriety, but I mean, I did comic do like 8 years. So yeah. I've had a lot of great experiences with it. I've done a lot of TV shows. Comics Unleashed, Hot Chocolate, Martin Lawrence, First Amendment, Def Jam, of course, Comic View, the Apollo, all that. But it gives you notoriety but at the same time, there's still politics in the business.
Yeah.
So you might get this notoriety, but then again, there might be some guys like, well, we still don't like him and this and that, and you may not get the breaks that you want. But you know, I still look at it. I look at Bernie Mac, the late great Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was in comedy almost 35 years before he got his break.
Yeah.
So why the hell am I quitting? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why am I getting frustrated? There are a lot of comics, professional entertainers who literally quit because they're not getting that break they thought they should have got. But you know, your time is your time. Your time is your time. And you have to always remember that and always celebrate when people get their chance. Because everybody's going to get their chance. But are you willing to wait on your chance? Are you willing to continuously work? Are you continuously are you willing to be patient? A lot of people.
Would you say patience is something that really helped you during your career?
Is helping me now.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, I will tell you this now, and everybody in the business knows it. As far as stand-up comedy, if you mention the name Steve Brown to any comic that knows me, they'll be like, "Oh, this dude is one of the funniest guys in the country, hands down." But I may not have the notoriety like they said, the entertainers and all of it, and I respect them so much. They are where they are for a reason. But I feel like I'm just as good or even better. But I can't get bitter. I got to continue worrying about Steve getting better, staying professional, being humble, and working hard to get to where they are. Because honestly, I really feel that there's a reward in it for me. I just have to stay focused, and that's just what it is.
Well, you're also a comedian who doesn't like. I don't know about this for sure, but it seems to me you just care about stand-up. You don't really care about acting. You know what I mean?
No, I care about acting too. I've taken acting courses. I do it all. But the thing is, stand-up is my thing. I love stand-up, because, I'm one of those people. I don't work well with others. And what I mean by, I'm not saying I'm being an asshole. It's like, I don't work well with others. If you don't have the compassion or the grind that I have, we're going to have some problems. If we're a trio, and I feel like, okay, if you guys are not busting your asses like I am, we're going to have a problem. That's why I was like, okay, that's why I love the stand-up thing, because you can't hold anybody accountable but yourself. You look in that mirror and say, hey, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You got to get better. I can't say, hey, Keith, you fucking up, which you always do, because Victor texted me and told me you do. But the thing is,
I do fuck up a lot.
Yeah, so I didn't want to bring that up because Victor, I'm sorry for putting you out there, man. But he sent me a text that you be fucking up too, Victor. So I just wanted to put it out there. But I don't want you two fighting. I love you guys' podcast. But definitely, man, you get this stand-up is a one-man game. And you can't point the finger at nobody. You can only hold yourself accountable. Are you writing like you're supposed to? Are you going over your stuff like you're supposed to? Are you dedicated to the joke? Are you working the stage? Are you doing everything you're supposed to? Who you gonna blame for that? You can't blame the light guy. You can't blame the sound man. You can only blame you. So this is why I love it.
I think that's actually great advice that you said it's a one-man game, because like a lot of people who they're cliche with like a headliner who goes on the road and stuff, they rely on that headliner for work. And it's like I was with Norm for 8 years, so I obviously relied on him, but there comes a time where I have to get out of that, you know what I mean? Because I got to be my own person.
You know something, man? That was my biggest mistake to becoming homeless. Relying on the guy that helped me get started, worship the ground he walked on, and then he turned on me, and it turned into something ugly, and boom, next thing you know, I was off my shows, and he knew it. He knew what I was going through, but that was his way of so-called punishing me, And so yes, it's okay to go on the road with headliners, learn as much as you can from that headliner. Yeah. Both. This is the key. Both good and bad. Learn what to do, but also watch them and learn what not to fucking do. And you create the person you want to be in that personality and go from there. But at the same time, work your butt off as the feature or the MC, and keep in contact with the people who book you. So hey, you can set your own table. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I didn't do.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm only being booked through this guy. Hey man, I don't know you. I don't know. Hey, because I didn't set that table for myself. So now any guy that goes on the road, man, I'm taking a lot of guys on the road with me, and I'll let them know, hey man, your time is expiring. I feel like you where you are, where you can stand on your own 2 feet. I mean, I hope that you've collected a lot of, info from these promoters and club owners, and I wish you the best. Now it's on to the next. So
now, would you say social media? Because like back when you started, it was all about word of mouth. Like, oh my God, Steve Brown's the funniest. Now it's all about social media. You know what I mean? Would you say that has destroying comedy in a way?
social media is fucking comedy up big time in a way. It's helping comedy, but it's also messing comedy up in a big way. And what I mean by that is people don't realize that how big of a hack it is as far as social media. And what I mean by that is you can be doing comedy a week.
Yeah.
Victor could be doing comedy for 10 years and be funny as hell on stage. But Keith, you put up a video that goes viral a couple of times and then says you're a comedian. Guess who they're going to want to see? They're going to want to see you. And guess what? But you don't have any time. Now people have paid all this money to see you, and you only got 2 minutes. Keith is a Victor sitting back there like he has a whole hour of fucking fire. Now the consumers that have never seen a comedy show before, they go and see you and they be like, oh, is this what comedy really about? I'm not going back to that shit again.
Right.
It happens. But a lot of club owners are taking chances because it's what we call the microwave era. They want results right now. They want somebody who's going to put asses in seats. It's not about who's funny anymore. It's about who can put asses in seats.
But what's messed up though, and I've seen it happen a lot in the Bay Area and in LA, where these like TikTok stars like they have like 1 million followers, like, and they're going to be at this club for a certain amount, like 5 shows, like they're expecting them to sell them out. It's like only 450 seats, and you got millions of followers, 450 seats, 5 shows, like, you should be able to sell that out, no problem. But they're all 12-year-olds. You can't get into comedy clubs, so it's like, so they end up like giving out these free tickets. And I'm not trying to hate, like, God forbid that anybody make any money in this, but I'm just saying that it's like a lot of comedy clubs have been like putting all their eggs in the baskets of these TikTok / YouTube comedians.
I call them social medians.
What, social medians?
Social medians. And the thing is, and real talk, man, I've seen it happen. Whereas these guys would sell out shows for the weekend and bomb every show. Every show. And the club owner is looking at the real seasoned comic like, hey man, I need you to go up, and I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. So it's pretty much letting us know that we have to get up on our game as far as the social media as well. We can't say I'm funny and everybody knows me. No, I work my social media too. I'm not as good at it as the social medians are, but my social media is pretty decent where it keeps me relevant. And it's growing, and I'm because I'm learning more about how to do it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of my stuff is really word of mouth, and that's a blessing. So I know that's going to keep me working.
I think it's also cool because you are the one who's actually doing your social media, and you're not having an assistant doing. That's how I got in contact with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the assistant would tell me to go kick rocks.
Right, and I don't know why the hell I gave you my number, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh my God, Steve, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know why he gave Keith your number.
Yeah, like shit, dude.
No, Keith's a good dude.
Hey, Victor, man, you got any questions? I gave him my mom's number, and my mom called me and like, Keith has been trying to reach you. I'm like, God dang.
Well, you gave it to me 2 years ago.
See? Hey man, you need to be on some type of detective show because you've been on me. Hey man, but honestly, I can say I really appreciate your patience, and I'm one of those people, man. I I mean, success came early and I'm still growing, but I love people. And I want to say this on your podcast that I apologize that I wasn't on earlier, but I try to get to people as much as I can, as far as doing what I do because I love people. And then when you hit me up this time, I was like, yeah, because I was like, damn, I'm supposed to be on this podcast. Let me make it happen. So here I am, and you guys are bullying me just like I thought.
Well, I really do appreciate, but like the reason why I do the podcast is because I don't really care about how many subscribers or numbers I have. I feel as a comedian, you could always learn. Like you're never ever going to be like even Dave Chappelle, for example, best comedian of all time. The guy could still fucking learn. You know what I mean? We could all learn. And I feel the only way you could learn to be the best is to interview the best. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So like, that's why I really enjoy interviewing people because I feel it helps my comedy too. Cause I could learn tips that you give me or someone else gives me and I could grow.
That's cool. How long you been doing comedy?
I've been doing it for 17 years.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What about you, Victor?
I've been good for 6.
9
What
years.
about you, Victor?
9 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, Keith, you told me Victor's been doing it 7, 9 years, but it seemed like he's been in for like 2 months. And I'm like, wait, damn.
Damn, that's fucked up. Oh man,
It's okay, Vic. It's okay, man. It's okay.
I'm still learning.
Well, if you take the COVID years out, it's 2 months.
Get the hell out of here. You take the COVID years at 7 years. Don't be an asshole. It's 7 years. All right. But I was grinding hard during the pandemic. I did the Zoom shows and I did select outside shows, like like in front of bars and shit. That was going on in the Bay Area. And then I did
Victor opens for me.
Comedically.
Ask Steve a question.
Hey man, hey, if I come to the Bay, I'll be glad to open for both you guys. You know what I mean? Hey, it's no shame in my game. I as long as I'm on the show, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely. Well, I mean, I'm in LA now, but like, what's it called? I'm from the Bay, but
Victor, I'll still open for you, brother. It's no problem. I'll find you and open for you. It's no big deal.
Damn. Okay, cool. Damn, you're better than an agent. What's it called?
Yeah, I'm like, is that Victor at Tech Square at Pump 7? Let me go over and open up for him. Let me go and do my little 5 tip. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I open for you, man. I'm not with the ego stuff. I mean,
no, I love it. No, I know. I can tell by what you're saying that. I mean, nobody with an ego would say that, of course. That's hilarious, man. No, I had a question because, like, I don't know how I didn't even run this by Keith because I was like, "Fuck Keith," I was just more like, no, I love Keith. Keith is my brother, and I was just wondering because, like, this happened to me. I'm Mexican, and you can just tell by looking at me, I am not white, and I do shows sometimes, and I get some really racist audiences, and so I was wondering. Have you dealt with racism, like with audiences throughout your career?
Hell yeah, man! These black people treat me like I ain't shit. I'm like, wait a minute, look now, I'm one of y'all. God, dog, what is going on? They tell me I'm not black enough. I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this?
What?
You know what, man? Real talk. I will say this. And I will say this in all honesty. I haven't experienced it yet. Why? Because I go in every club with respect, and I go in like God sent me there. I can go in front of an all-white audience and do my thing, and they'll love me. And the thing is because people love to laugh.
Yeah.
Laughter
Absolutely.
conquers everything. That's just what it is. That's how I feel. So I haven't experienced it, and if I have, I probably experienced it and didn't know about it. Now I'm gonna tell you, I've seen what would you call it? Man, when a person gets more, what would you call it? Oh my God, privilege. I've seen that. And I'll give you a perfect example. A kid by the name of Michael Wolf. I want you to look him up. Michael Wolf. Let me see if that's his name, because I forgot his name. Michael Wolf. He's from Alabama. Okay. When you look him up, let me know if you found him, because
I'm looking him up.
Okay, look him up. Michael Wolf.
Michelle Wolf?
No,
Michael Wolf.
Michael Wolf.
It sounds like a dude, Keith.
Right.
Wolf, with two F's or with an E? Or with one F?
Wolf. WOLF. I think Michael Wolf. I think that's what it is.
Is he a comedian?
Yes. Okay.
Now, he's not Googleable.
Okay, let me see if.
Let
me see.
Michelle Wolf comes up.
Michael J. Wolf, New York comedian, UCB performer, filmmaker, humorist.
That's not him. Hold on. Let me find it real quick. Let me find it real quick, and then I'll
if you want to just for the purpose of the story use my name, totally cool.
Okay. No, but I really want.
It's Keith Reza.
No, you. Okay.
Keith Reza prick.
All right, so Michael Roof. I'm sorry, that's his name. Michael Roof. Michael Roof. And it's like roof as in on a house. I'm sorry, I said wolf, my bad.
Oh, I know Michael.
You know Michael?
Yeah, he's an actor, right?
You know him.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know him personally like the donut guy.
But you've seen him.
Yeah.
Very talented. Well, now, Michael he's dead now.
Yeah.
He died. All right, suicide.
Oh,
Michael, this guy is from, I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's like 30 minutes from Birmingham. And Michael was from Dothan. Dothan. He used to ride his motorcycle. I used to do a comedy night in Tuscaloosa years ago. He used to ride his motorcycle up to Tuscaloosa to do comedy shows, and he would act like a chicken. So we gave him the name Chicken Man. I gave him the name Chicken Man, right? So I started taking him on the road with me. He didn't have a whole lot of time, but he did this thing act with the chicken character, and it was blowing everybody away. This well-known club owner here in Atlanta saw him, moved him to Atlanta, gave him a place to stay, took him to Hollywood. Next thing you know, he's a big-time actor. Now, he's the guy who was the club owner here, all this talent, he looked over all of us. He got this guy, took him to Hollywood. He did all these movies. He look at his resume, all this stuff.
He had his own sitcom, didn't he?
All that. And then, and had been doing comedy 2 years.
Oh,
and people, the black comedians, they were really, really upset about it because they filled this guy's club up every weekend, making him money. But this guy saw this guy that I brought. He didn't even say, man, you ought to come along and nothing. He's like, and it really made everybody feel some type of way. But that's the only thing that I experienced. I'm like, okay, good for you. I looked at it like I discovered an actor, or I helped somebody get on, and I kept it moving. But a lot of people were really upset about it. And the sad thing is, when Michael committed suicide, the club owner wanted us all to come and speak at his memorial at his club. I was the only one to show up.
Holy shit.
And see, it wasn't Michael's fault. They are mad at the wrong person.
Right.
Michael was just doing his job and he got a break, and whatever happened. But I mean, I could have said race was involved, but at the same time, no matter what comes to you in this business, you still gotta stay focused. I did a special in I forgot the name. Levity Live or something. I think it's West Nyack, New Jersey. And the guy set me up really good because I'm like, I'm ready to do my special. And I go out, crowd full of Hispanics. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right. I'm like, how? I said, and I'm saying in my mind, where the hell is Victor when you need him?
I want to translate it.
I know, man. So
come on, I got your back, homie.
Yeah,
I
man.
got you
Not
back.
that damn, not that night you did. I don't know what the hell.
I was busy, man. I was mopping shit up somewhere else, bro.
Hey, man, those people like we're booing you for Victor. We're booing you for Victor.
Oh man, that's hella fucked up from now on. Anytime you don't got a good set, you're like, oh, you guys have been great. My name's Victor Pacheco. Have a great night. And it's just like, oh my God, because I heard of some this black dude was saying this about this other black dude, and the other black dude found out, and he was very pissed off. And
Yeah,
I was just like I mean, like bombs, like like failed crowd work bombs. And
wow.
like then he said he was somebody else, and then the other dude found out. I was just like, that's fucked up. And then so I was just like, I mean, I know another, like, I know a bunch of, fat Mexican guys I could say who I am if I don't do good, But
Hey, man,
I'm
you know
not
what? But see, the thing is, the joke would be a whole. It would go. I mean, everybody does it when they don't do well. But the thing is, man, you gotta say somebody who you don't look like at all. You can be like, "Hey, I'm Steve Brown," or "I'm Sid the Entertainer." I mean, that's how it really goes. But if you say another Mexican guy, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, that's fucked up." You know what I'm saying? But
right, yeah.
tell them you're a black guy or
That's
something,
too
whatever.
funny.
You can say
That's
hey,
too
I'm Bill Cosby. Anybody, just throw it out there.
funny.
Now, Steve, I had a question because you've been doing comedy for 30 years, so
25 plus. Don't
20
put me in the ground yet.
plus. But we already talked about how, when you were younger and stuff, you had to rely on a headliner, which I'm sure whatever happened, there was a beef there. And so I wanted to ask you, in the time that you've been doing comedy, because I'll be honest, I'm not a headliner. I feel I'm a feature headliner, someone who can feature and headline if I need to, but I'm not a headliner. You know what I mean? So I feel beefs are what is, they're just not worth it. And I have beefs with some people, and I just wanted to see, like, how, in your advice, the older you get, the more wiser you get. How do you shut those down? Because I'm sure you had some, but
Continue to be funny. And yes, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've known in the business, especially in the our comedy circuit. I've beat up a couple of comics before. I mean, you guys know, being in the comedy business is a lot worse off stage. You go through so many personalities, you go through so many scumbags, you go through joke thieves, you go through all this stuff. And they do it and they pour your cord because it's a slippery slope to the top and they want you to fail and they move on up the slope. It's a competition, no matter what. It's a business. So some people take it to the extreme to try to knock you off your square, do shit to you before a show or whatever, and make you look bad, so to make themselves look good. So I mean, at the end of the day, and I'll tell anybody this, I always say this: you ain't gotta like me, you ain't gotta like the way I look, the way I smell. You can say whatever you want to say about Steve Brown, but in the end, the last thing you're gonna say, but that motherfucker funny. Just be funny. Just continue to be funny. It doesn't, because people want funny. They don't give a damn about all that outside stuff. Like, for instance, this thing with, I'm sure you heard about the beef with Monique and D.L. Hughley. Totally uncalled for. Why? You guys are rich and you fighting about who's going on last. I put out a tweet and said, my tweet was this: I didn't even get involved in all that. I'm like, look, I admire both these headliners. I admire their success and their hard work, and I can't wait to get to reach their platform. That was it. And I hashtag that is all, because everybody's speaking their mind on it. Oh, this person was wrong. I don't give a fuck. Give me the money. Let me get paid for what I'm doing. I can, because these two, we're commenting and we're saying this and that. These people still paid. Yeah. We're trying to get to their level. So it's like, I'm not even finna buy into all that. So at the end of the day, they can say, Keith stinks. He has a bad body odor, which you did tell me that, Victor. But at the end of the day, he's funny. Right. He's funny. Hey, man, the dude, he's homeless. He doesn't have any gas in his car. His girlfriend left him. He's a big ass bum. But guess what? That motherfucker funny. Yeah. That's all we care about, and that's all you should care about.
Yeah, that's great advice. That's excellent.
Be
Victor,
funny.
you got any last second questions for the great Steve Brown?
Yeah, absolutely.
Victor, I don't have no fucking money. I don't. I'm not gonna
I
cash
swear to God, I'm not one of those type of Mexicans. All
out.
right, I'm classy. I'm new school. I got gay friends. I don't have sex.
Oh my
with them.
God.
All right, Jesus Christ. I just want to make you uncomfortable. I'm like, no. That's why I call Mexican men papi. Right? Hey, what's
Okay.
up, papi? They're like, you Puerto Rican? I'm like, nope, motherfucker. But no. I'm just that type of dude. But anyway, no. So you're a really funny comic, and you've been on the road to opening up for really like huge comics. And I'm wondering, is there any advice that you got from some of these comics that you'd be willing to share?
Sure. Hey man, I've opened up for a lot of people, big names that should have opened up for me. And what I mean by
Yes.
is talent wise, when it's your time, it ain't about them. It's about you. You the baddest motherfucker in the house. You got to remember that. If you got 10 minutes, you're the baddest motherfucker in the house for 10 minutes. That's your only concern. If you're an opener, you got 7 minutes, be the baddest motherfucker. And you got to realize that. Go in there and get on that stage like God sent you there. Now, honestly, being funny also has its curses in the business. Because sometimes you can get kicked off shows because some headliners who are not willing to work as hard as they used to,
They don't want to work hard.
they get intimidated. I've gotten kicked off a lot of tours and all that, all because they felt like, oh man, this motherfucker, he go too hard. But I'm like, okay, if I go too hard, let's just switch the order and renegotiate the money.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
They don't want to do it. So it's like, that's why I'm like, okay, man, once I become this solid household name, because right now I'm a hut hole name, a hut, a tent or whatever. Right now I'm a hut, but I'm working on the house. Pretty soon I'm gonna be a trailer park. Then I'm gonna be an apartment. Then I'm gonna be a household name. There's levels to this shit. But trust me, I'm getting to that house. But while you working up those residencies or whatever, you gotta stay humble and you gotta keep working. Keep your nose to the ground and stay funny. Be respectful, be cool, try to get along with people, but at the end of the day, be funny. Somebody make you mad, or before you go on stage, tear that stage or fucking park for the time you got. You ain't gotta overdo it, you ain't gotta go over your time. Just do what you gotta do. Focus on you, stay focused. Trust me, you'll win every time.
And now, Steve, my last question for you is, when you bring somebody on the road and you mentor them, like, what's advice you tell them? Like, because when I was with Norm used to tell me, do every single show like you're going to be funnier than me, but you're never going to be funnier than me. And then, so that was my goal, is to get funnier. You know what I mean? So like, what's your advice when you bring
your goal again is to be the baddest person in the room? Because it's not you do what you're supposed to do within the time that you have, but give it your all. And the rest is on the headliner. Your job, if you're on the road with me, your job is to really say, man, that guy was really, really funny. And then me, my standards are so high for comedy, and I challenge myself. I'm a Leo, so I'm super competitive. And I'll tell you to your face, oh man, Keith, you killed him tonight. Too bad I'm gonna make him forget about you.
Right.
I mean, and it's I'm joking, but at the same time, I'm serious. Because now you've motivated me to go harder. But at the same time, that's what you like, right? Right. But at the same time, it's not really about me trying to make them forget about you, because it's not a competitive thing. It's me being better than I thought I could be. I'm pushing myself. I'm always, if I can get a standing O, I can get 2 or 3 standing O's in one show and ask my lady, how did I do? Okay, what did I do wrong? I didn't hear him laugh at this joke. I'm always critical of what I do. So, I mean, and trust me, I've been doing this a long time. Every show I do, even if it's a small show, I'm nervous as fuck before I go on.
Yeah. I think that's true for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But listen, man, I really appreciate y'all.
Where can the folks at home follow you and support you?
You can follow me on my Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, one word, Comic Steve Brown. Also on Facebook, my fan page, All Things Steve Brown, All Things Steve Brown. Twitter, Comic Steve Brown, same thing. Guys, I really appreciate y'all having me on, man. This was a blessing. If you need me again, man, don't call me. Don't ever call me again in your life. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks, Steve. We really appreciate it, and thanks for making us laugh, man. It really
Hey, man,
helped.
thank you. I appreciate you guys. Victor, stay black. Stay black.
Hey, brother, I'm trying. I'm light skinned, but I'm in there.
All right, brother. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, guys.
Thanks for the love, man.
Have a good day, Steve.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
All right. So that was the interview with Steve Brown, guys. Subscribe, rate, review. Victor, did you have fun?
Dude, it was a really good time. I really liked how friendly and like outgoing dude was. It was just like I don't know. It felt like I was in the green room right
All right,
now. Like,
cool.
It was fun.
Hey, don't leave this chat when I stop recording. I wanted to ask you something. For folks at home, subscribe, rate, review. And we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.